My name is Harley, and I'm going to break down how I did the strings on Plane Ticket by Jack Drinker. So, I'm going to start us out here. I'm going to mute the finished master and show you just the strings on that section that I just played for you. All right, so there's a lot to dissect, and we'll get into this piece by piece. I'll kind of unfold what I was doing and what I was thinking here. I started out just working on layering in a little bit of pads in the second pre-chorus. Just came in super gently, and I'll show you this against the demo I got from Alyssa and Jack. So nothing crazy. It really didn't need anything crazy in this point. I wanted just a clean entrance where I could use strings to start filling out the sound and have a gradual build over the course of the song. So that's the pre-chorus. It builds to here at the first chorus. Then partway through that, we're getting to, I'm starting to introduce a top line here. You can kind of hear that coming in. And then that first swell of the bass. And in this case, the word bass is a little bit misleading. It's how I titled the lowest cello in this arrangement. I'll show you what that lowest cello sounds like here. So just something really subtle there to anchor the bottom end and give it some resolution as we're getting into a big moment of change in the song. Just that big tension and release, just really satisfying. But moving ahead, where it starts getting really interesting is as we are building up this final chorus. Coming in for kind of the classic pop song like peak and landing. So I'm going to show you leading in here with his demo. So you'll notice that I'm starting to introduce some rhythm there. And here's where I'll actually start breaking this down. I'm going to start bottom to top. So you'll hear this bass part again. So this low, and that's moving, just pretty much following the root of the chords. And then this kind of low mid part. So you've got this. Simultaneously, what's happening here is I've introduced a bunch of violins. Now, violin's not my primary instrument. I am a cellist by training, but I've been having way too much fun. What did I just do there? All right, undo will fix anything, right? So I've been having fun adding violins and its texture. And this is one of the early tracks I started doing that on. So you'll hear not the strongest violin player. I'm the first to admit that. But I've got that arpeggiated part. And these drones, oh, I do not love the way that sounds so loud. But in context, you'll hear that those all blend together. And it starts to really become something. And then that second half of the final chorus. This part was a really interesting challenge for me because I knew that I needed that right here this beginning of the last chorus, I knew it needed to be strong. I knew it needed to feel like an arrival, but I also knew these are long choruses. How long? Like, the song ended up getting cut down, so this isn't the final playtime, but this chorus is like a good 30, 40 seconds. Like, it's sizable. So I knew it needed to escalate halfway through. So finding new themes to bring in. And the way I did that is I added, let me see, I'll start with this top cello. So I went in and I doubled that arpeggiated violin part. Not doubled, but I added a similar rhythm that complemented it. I added another layer of the violins. So there's 6 violin parts doing that, 2 cello parts. And then there is this top violin that I added in. Just that shimmer up there. Just to get that top end. Which on top of the mid violin that was already there. You're getting that top end. And actually, so all the violins here starting to really feel like a section. And then the cellos in that part. You get all those together with the demo. And then the last thing I want to show you before we get back to that finished master again. I wanted something that really drove through this last moment, and it felt like it wanted a counter melody to me. Now, I love doing this kind of thing. It's one of my favorite things when I do an arrangement, to just sit down and mess around with ideas until I find something that really complements. So just the demo, just Jack's rough vocals here, and this counter melody line that I wrote. We don't need to cry, talk about the past. I know I have these scars, but I'll leave them in the past, 'cause I still wish you were mine. So I wanted something to give it extra motion and really drive through that. So I will pull up the volume on this a little bit. So I wanted something that felt like being on a plane, if that makes sense. The song's called Plane Ticket. It's about like getting on a plane to go see the person that you didn't think you needed anymore. I wanted something that was just soaring, but felt melancholy and triumphant at the same time. It's kind of a tall order, but I feel like I got as close as I know how with this counter melody and how it all comes together. So just the strings from the first half of that last chorus into where all of that extra part adds in. I think it ended up working. I like how this song turned out. So one more time, I'm going to show you Plane Ticket, this finished master. Finally give Jack his due here. Not work with these scratch vocals he sent his producer. Pretending like you've been mine, and we don't need to cry to talk about the bad. I know I have these scars, but I'll leave them in the past, 'cause I still wish you were mine. Been pretending like you've been mine all this time. All right, so if you have any other questions about string arranging, about this process here, my process is very different than most other string arrangers. I'm more than happy to answer them. I'm planning on doing more videos like this. I'm excited to break down other tracks that I've worked on. You can go to my website, harleyeblin.com. I have a link right here. And you can follow me on Instagram, follow me here on YouTube, and I'm really looking forward to doing more of these. Thank you so much for watching.